Sutra. Form is empty. Group A, what sees as a form is what group B sees as empty. Form is empty. But group B sees as form is what group A sees as but group B sees emptiness of form is what group A sees as form. Emptiness is form. So when you say form is empty, we are going to the ultimate domain, ultimate analysis. So when the form is subjected to the ultimate analysis, you will see that the form is empty. When you see what you see as emptiness when subjected to the conventional analysis, you see that what you see emptiness is actually form. Emptiness is form. That is conventional truth. So the first line indicates the ultimate truth, and the second line of the Heart Sutra indicates the conventional truth. So these two truths, are they two different truths, or they are the two truths of the same object? They are two truths of the same object. Emptiness is not different from the form, and form is not different from the emptiness. So the two truths are talking about the two truths of the same object, not two different objects. We're getting it? So now, this realizing the two truths as, say, of the same nature. Of the same nature, meaning that the truth of suffering is to be identified, one, but in the ultimate domain, it cannot be identified. You're getting it? So this is more in the context of experiencing emptiness post-meditative experience. Post-meditative experience. Okay, so, yes.
Is there a difference, maybe in Tibetan, or I don't know, between the object disappeared and the object is not to be found? Because I think not to be found sort of hears in me, or I listen to it and I hear it and I understand it as ultimate analysis. But the object disappearing is as if you give the object a function that it can disappear.
Okay,
and
if
not
you
to be found is not to be found because of the ultimate analysis.
Okay, if you find it more convenient, so language is always a barrier. If you find it more convenient to say that the object, you see the absence of the object, right? If you find this more convincing, go for this. Because finally we are using English words.
There's no influence.
So in fact, say the point is, okay, there are many things to be discussed. So we need another 1 week, right? The point is, whichever is more convenient to you, you use this as long as the meaning is conveyed. You're getting it? Sometimes the words can be a little problematic. Yes, Shah?
When you say the object disappears, it doesn't mean that the object ceases to exist, right? It is still existing.
Okay, this is good question. Maybe like a clarification. So object disappears. No, I cannot evade this. Object disappears. Object disappears. Here, if you find it, I'm saying this. If you find this not acceptable, don't accept it. Right? Go for any other options. But what it means is that object which, when you subject to the conventional analysis, when you use conventional analysis, you see the object. Then from the same person, switching from the conventional to the ultimate analysis, then there's a shift happening. What earlier existed, now is no more there. So this is English word is known as disappears. You're getting it in this context. So whereas right from the beginning, if you have been subjecting the object to ultimate analysis all the time, then the disappear would not make sense, as you said. Disappear has the connotation which existed once, and then it is no more there. You're getting it? This is when you switch the two perspectives. Okay, now we need time. Now what is so important is this universe is governed by two functions, arising and ceasing. This universe is governed by two functions, arising and ceasing. Right? Say, the arising and ceasing, for example, say 2018, the arose, and 2017 ceased, right? And then say the happy birthday. What is happy birthday, right? 1 year older arises, 1 year younger ceased, right? Okay, Likewise, we plant a tree, then the fruits grow, that is, fruits arise and the seed ceases. So this is how the universe operates. Okay, all composite things, all composite phenomena, all impermanent phenomena, they're governed by these two activities: arising, ceasing, arising, ceasing. It is on this basis that the Four Noble Truths is also governed by the arising and ceasing. Truth of suffering arises with the truth of cause of suffering as the cause, right? So the cause ceases and the effect is arisen. That effect serves as a cause, again it gives rise to the next effect. So arising, ceasing, arising, ceasing, arising, ceasing. Then the truth of the cessation, although it is not the effect, but it is given the label effect, because truth cessation comes to the origination by dependence on the truth of the path leading to cessation. With the truth of path leading to cessation as the cause or as the factor, then truth of the cessation comes to the origination. So again, arising, ceasing, arising, ceasing. So in other words, the whole universe, which is a composite phenomena, is governed by the ceasing and arising. And then all our experiences of happiness, miseries, they're related to arising, ceasing, arising, ceasing. And all these experiences of happiness, miseries, they arise and cease by dependence on the causes and conditions. Right? So in other words, whole universe is operating on the basis of the cause and effect. And cause and effect is nothing but a manifestation of the arising and ceasing. So these two phenomena, they govern the whole universe. So with that in mind, now tell me, how important is for us to know these two things, arising and ceasing? Very important, very important. In fact, when you see the arising of the suffering, it's very painful and it's very scary. When you feel the arising of the happiness, you're so excited, right? This is how we are plunged. We are being thrown into the fluctuation of the emotions of excitement and the fear. Now, with this arising ceasing, on that basis, let's say arising and ceasing. Arising and ceasing makes sense in which context? Conventional analysis or ultimate analysis? Even that exists only in the domain of conventional analysis. When you subject this arising and ceasing, which is the governing principle of the whole universe, even that, when subject to ultimate analysis, we see that it is empty. It is empty, right? Okay. Now with this, what is important is then the for example, let's say this flower. Beginning with the ultimate analysis, what do you see? You will see the emptiness of flower, right? Beginning with the ultimate analysis, you will see this object as hay. Huh? With the ultimate analysis, what will you see? Emptiness of flower, or do you see the flower? Emptiness of flower. Then you remove the ultimate analysis, you change it to the conventional analysis, what do you find? Flower. Okay, now look. So this, initially, there's no appearance of flower. Then, when you change to the conventional analysis, then the appearance of the flower comes. You agree with me? Appearance of the flower comes. And where is appearance? Appearance of the flower, is it with the subject or with the object? Appearance is the subject. You're getting it? So from there, you should get some clue that there's nothing really there. It's just appearance coming to my mind. Just appearance coming to my mind. Beyond the appearance from the object, nothing's really there. You're getting it? This is what we should be getting. This is what we should be getting, right? And yet, there's a danger that you may fall into nihilism. You may fall into nihilism. For that, we have to know two things. Two questions. Two questions. Don't forget these two questions, right? Okay, so related to Ian, right? Near. Okay, now related to what the question asked by Near. So let's say two questions. Question one. Do things exist? Question one. Do things exist? What's your answer?
Yes.
If you say no, you go into nihilism, direct. no emptiness. You go into nihilism. If the answer is no, so the answer should be yes to the first question. Do things exist? Answer is yes. Only if you're able to say the answer, only if you're able to say yes to the first question, then the second question. If two things exist, do they exist objectively? What is the answer? No. Only if you say no to the second question, then you're getting towards emptiness. You're not getting into nihilism. If you say no to the first question, you go into nihilism. You getting it? Now what's the difference? What is the difference between saying no to the first question and saying no to the second question? What's the difference, right? To the first question, if you say no, okay, is there a flower? Is there a flower in my right hand? Hey, Israelis can see flower in the right hand, right? Hey, right hand. Is there flower in the right hand? No. If you say yes, this is nihilism. This is not nihilism. This is absolutism. Okay, let's say there's a flower in my left hand. Yes. If you say no, this is nihilism. You're getting it? Okay. Now let's say that what is in my right hand? Nothing is there. What is my left hand? Flower. What is my right hand? Nothing is there. Just imagine blue flower. Imagine blue flower. Okay, what is my left hand? Pink flower. What is my right hand? Imaginary blue flower. Very good. You tell me what's the difference. So this imaginary blue flower is also coming from your mind, and this pink flower also coming from your mind. It makes sense only with the conventional analysis. Right? Only with the conventional analysis, then it appears as a pink flower. So conventional analysis is a subject. So it's just a subjectively real coming towards the subject. So both are subjectively real. Both are subjective. That this imagined blue flower is also subjective, and this pink flower is also subjective. What's the difference between the two?
This is non-existent.
So one, let's say, okay, I don't want to go into make it very complicated because speed of time. I'll say blue flower. If I say the blue flower, not imagined blue flower, if I say the blue flower in my right hand and the pink flower in my right hand, what's the difference? Blue flower is totally non-existent. You getting it? Totally non-existent. And the pink flower exists. So with the non-existent, which are deceptive, right? So both are subjectively real, but this one, the blue flower, which is also subjectively real. It's not objectively real. It's subjectively real. But this does not have to follow cause-effect relationship. You getting it? The blue flower, which is non-existent, does not have to follow cause-effect relationship. Whereas this pink flower, although subjectively real, it has to follow the cause-effect relationship. You getting it? This is the difference. Oftentimes people ask the question, say this pink flower and the dream pink flower, what's the difference? Dream pink flower does not have to follow cause-effect relationship, whereas this pink flower has to follow cause-effect relationship. Dream pink flower, if you smash it, it can turn into yellow pink flower. Not yellow pink flower. Yellow flower. Right? It can become a yellow flower. It can become a chocolate flower. The dream one. It can. But this flower, if I squeeze it, if I'm not a magician, it can never turn into a chocolate flower. You getting it? So therefore, this has to follow cause-effect relationship. Infallible cause-effect relationship. Infallible cause-effect relationship. What is infallible?
Cannot be mistaken.
Cannot be mistaken. Thank you. Wow, listen, you are multi-talented. Gardener, philosopher, linguist. Okay, thank you. So, which cannot be mistaken. Infallible cause and effect. This flower follows the infallible cause and effect. Whereas the dream flower does not have to follow the cause-effect relationship. Yes?
So what it does hold?
Say it again.
So what it does hold?
The dream flower.
Yeah.
What does it do?
Well, no, if the existence of this flower is follows cause and effect relationship.
Yes.
So which relationship this flower?
This one.
Yeah.
This one what? What's the question?
It's imaginary.
What, which discipline it follows?
Okay. It follows a non-discipline. It follows a non-discipline discipline. Right? It follows a dream discipline.
Why
What
It's
would
always
be the emptiness cause and effect relations? Emptiness of flower,
flower?
for instance.
Yes.
What would be the cause and effect relations that would
Okay.
affect it?
So the cause and effect. Okay, how many of you were present during the Monash talk? Right? Monash talk, we talked about the 3 levels of dependent origination. You remember?
Yes.
What are the 3? Cause and effect. The first one is dependent origination of results, dependence on the cause. Number 2, the wholes depends on the past. Number 3, mere mental destination. 3. Of the 3, which is applicable only to the impermanent phenomena. The first one. Only the first one is applicable only to the impermanent phenomena. So emptiness, permanent, impermanent.
Emptiness permanent.
Okay, so those of you who are beginners, don't worry too much, because this is some question coming from the sky, right? So therefore I have to give the answer, otherwise they will not be happy. Okay, so the emptiness is permanent, because it is permanent, it doesn't have to follow the cause of a relationship. You getting it?
But then how do you know that it's not? So what would be the difference between the emptiness of the blue non-existent flower to the emptiness of
This is your bright people's debate. Okay, so that's very easy. Emptiness of this flower, although it does not follow cause and effect relationship, but it is dependent. It is leaning on the object which is cause effect related. Whereas the other one is not dependent on the cause effect related. Right? Okay. So with this, yes.
I don't understand why you say that the flower in the dream is not dependent on cause and condition, because it depends on my still on my mind.
Very good. I agree with you. Very good. Okay. So, Leola, we need another 1 week. This is a very good question. Okay, you also, Leora. So this is a very good question. The question is, even this dream flower, right? Say the dream flower and the real flower, what's the distinction? So this dream flower makes sense only to the dreamer. The dreamer. Dreamer sees this as a real flower, right? Yet it does not have this flower that the dreamer is feeling does not have to follow cause of relationship. This flower, right? Because it can change into chocolate. Whereas this flower will never change into chocolate unless I'm a magician. Right? It has to follow cause, very proper cause. So dream-like and dream. What's the distinction? Contents in the dream and the contents which are dream-like. The difference is contents in the dream, they don't have to follow cause of a relationship. Right? Whereas the dream-like contents, dream-like, this flower, each one of us, we have to follow cause of a relationship. In other words, all composite phenomena have to follow cause of a relationship, whereas the contents in the dream, this is different. Dream flower and the flower in the dream. The flower in the dream, meaning that you are dreaming. So that flower and the real flower, the difference is one follows cause of a relationship and the other doesn't have to follow cause and effect relationship. You think, in the dream, you think that it follows cause and effect relationship, but you'll be surprised when it changes to chocolate. Did it happen to you in a dream? Huh?
Yes.
Yes. So at one point, this is how I check whether I'm dreaming or not. Right? Suddenly, if I'm holding this flower and this flower changes into tape recorder, I'm dreaming. This is how I decide, because it defines the cause and effect relationship.
I think that the answer to this question would be, how do we define cause and effect in the rule of cause and effect? Because in the dream, there are invalid aspects. I gave an answer and it didn't make her happy, so then I gave an answer. If we know how to define in the definition of cause and effect, what is the definition? Then it wouldn't apply to the imaginary flower, because then the imaginary flower, a seed of apple in the dream can make an orange tree. This is not cause and effect.
Conventional cause and effect.
Is it right?
Good, very good. So we have to first define what should be the criteria of the causes and conditions. If you know the criteria so well, then on that basis we can see whether something follows cause of the relationship. Very good. So for the cause and effect, there are 3 criteria set forth by Arya Sangha. One is unwavering condition. Unwavering condition. What is unwavering?
Lelonia. Lelonia.
Lelonia.
And Pluto.
Lelonia condition. 1. Number 2 is impermanent. The impermanent condition. Number 1 is Lelonia condition or unwavering condition. Number 2 is impermanent condition. Condition impermanence. Number 2. Condition of impermanence. Number 3. The condition of potentiality. Condition of potentiality. What is potentiality? Okay, because some people are looking at me as though like you are hearing this a new word. Right? Okay, the condition of potentiality. These 3 things must be fulfilled. If these 3 things fulfilled, this is the cause of a particular effect. The first one is that the cause must be existent. Unwavering condition meaning the cause must be existent. Number 1. Number 2, impermanence means cause should be not only existent, it should be impermanent. Number 2. Cause is not only existent, it should be impermanent. Number 2. Sorry?
If it's impermanent, it's wavering.
No, what I'm saying, the first one is unwavering, meaning that without the cause, effect will not come. Unwavering in that context, right? Second one is not only it should have a cause, the cause must be impermanent. Number 2. Number 3, not only there should be a cause, the cause which is impermanent, cause must have the potential to give rise to the particular result. For example, apple seed. You plant an apple seed, and you're so fond of mangoes, you plant apple seed, don't expect mangoes growing out of that. Because apple seed does not have the potential to give rise to mangoes. Right? So if you want mangoes, you have to plant mango seeds. The seeds which have the potential to give rise to mangoes, that is only the mango seeds. Okay, so these are the 3 conditions. With these 3 conditions in the dream, what happens? The flower can change into chocolate. Right? So the flower does not have the potential to give rise to chocolate. The very next moment, change into chocolate. It does not have that capacity. So when that defies the cause and effect rule. Because it defies cause and effect rule, the cause and effect does not apply there. Right? Where this cause and effect is followed, that is the real functional thing, and where it does not follow this cause and effect, it's just a dream. Okay, so with this, now the next point is that, okay, so now we have to go a little.
Wait a second, Krishna. You said in the end of the other teaching, the last teaching before, you took the flower and you threw this of root A and root B, and there was nothing?
Yes?
Yes, we are going to there again, or you leave it and you finish?
Okay.
So I'm intrigued about it.
So Nizla is worried about the flower. So the flower eventually.
I'm talking about existence, not about the flower.
Okay, now that is Nizla's philosopher side.
He's
Philosophers.
a gardener.
Yeah, he's a gardener plus a philosopher plus a linguist. Okay, so that if I don't touch it to him tomorrow, then you send me an email. Right? Okay, good. So the answer is that if you take aside the 2 perceptions, perception of the ultimate analysis, perception conventional analysis, what is really there, nothing is there. This is the answer.
So where is existence? You said everything exists.
Yes, everything exists conventionally. From the conventional perspective. We're getting it? What exists in the conventional perspective, that is existent. Right?
Conventionally. But ultimately nothing exists.
Ultimately nothing exists. Right? Okay. Okay, with this, now let's say that this is very important. Now let's say that somebody, generally speaking, say you're following a path in order to free yourself from suffering. So with this, then what do? You practice the Four Noble Truths, and particularly to get rid of the mental defilements which are responsible for suffering. What do you do to get rid of the mental defilements? From the root, what should we do? Hey. Huh? We have to realize emptiness directly. You're getting it? We have to reach the path of seeing. Okay. Now, from the path of seeing, that what happens is that what happens is that your mental defilements are got rid of, one by one. Okay, I'm not going to go into detail. I'm going to give a just overview, the overall picture. So there, let's say that we are to get rid of the. Let's say, tell me, if you don't want if you don't want suffering altogether, what should we do? What should we do? If you don't want suffering altogether, if you want to get rid of suffering altogether, what should we do? Huh? Get rid of the self-grasping ignorance completely, right? Just finish the self-grasping ignorance. How to finish the self-grasping ignorance? But realize the emptiness following gate, parasangate, bodhiswaha. You getting it? Okay. Now say that you are following the paragate. Okay. So the goal, just this is a very simple example. The goal is to achieve nirvana, to eradicate all your miseries, right? So with this, you're following the path. You meditate on the emptiness with other forces, with the driving force. For achieve nirvana, what driving force is required to push this wisdom emptiness? Renunciation is required, right? With the motivation of renunciation, then you meditate emptiness. Okay. And then you reach the gate, paragate, padusing. You reach padusing. Then from there, what happens is that you actually feel, we are actually to feel that I'm getting freed from the mental defilements on the stepwise. Okay, so there are 4 steps. 4 steps meaning there are 4 fruits. 4 fruits which one will, in general presentation, the just what do you call it? The very rough presentation, a very gross presentation. There are 4 fruits for one to achieve. The first one, second one, third one, and fourth one. Right? Okay. First one is known as the fruit of stream enterers. The fruit of stream enterers. Stream enterer. Enter. The fruit of stream enterer. The fruit of stream enterer. The first one. Then the second one. The second one is the fruit of once returner. Once returner. I'll explain each one of them very quickly. The fruit of once returner. Number 3 is the fruit of no more returner. No more returner. And number four is arhatship. The fruit of nirvana. Fruit of arhatship, nirvana, same. Okay, these are the 4 fruits which you are going to achieve. As you see emptiness directly, these are the fruits that you are going to experience. The fruit of stream enterer. What are the 4 fruits? Fruit of stream enterer, fruit of once returner, fruit of no more returner, fruit of arhatship. Okay. Okay, let's say that, do you know, how many of you know River Ganges? How many of you have no clue what Ganga is? Okay, Ganga is a river which the Indians consider as very precious. Right? Okay, and it starts from a place known as Gangotri. Okay, don't forget it. Right? So this river Ganga is in India, and this is something which is so precious. It originates from Gangotri and it ends up in Bay of Bengal. You know Bay of Bengal? You should be knowing it, right? Okay, so this river Ganga starts from Gangotri and it ends up in Bay of Bengal. Say, if you want to Bay of Bengal, and if you're there at the beginning, Gangotri, if you want to go Bay of Bengal and yet you have no means, you have no the aeroplane ticket, or you don't know the road, what should you do? The best is just jump into the stream. Jump into the stream, right? The moment you jump into the stream, guaranteed that you will end up in Bay of Bengal. The first one, the first result, jump into the stream. Once you jump into the stream, it will automatically take you to the Haridwar. This is a once returner. From Haridwar, it will invariably take you to Varanasi. This is no more returner. From Varanasi, automatically you take it to Bengal. This is Arhatship.